it's Lauren Daisy. Welcome back to the Pretty and Witty podcast. My guest this week is Chase Bridges. He is a YouTuber and actor that has amassed 150,000 subscribers on his channel, where he is essentially a YouTube detective. He watches mystery shows that he has never seen and attempts to figure out what the reveal is before he actually gets it. And I have been watching his channel since he posted his first video about Pretty Little Liars. It is such a good series. He's almost at season 7 now, and I literally cannot wait to see him finish the series and see what he thinks of the reveals. So today we talked all about that. We talked all about his acting, and we also talked about where he sees his channel going and the big projects that he wants to start working on. And I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Thank you so much again to Chase for coming onto the podcast and being our first guest. Right, well, firstly, thank you for doing the podcast with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
I like
so
your
fun.
background.
Oh my gosh, thanks. It's all TV themed. I mean, I love your background. That's fabulous.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of solving the case right now.
Filming season 6 right now?
Yeah. Yep. Should
I'm
be out
so
this
excited.
week. Actually.
Oh my god. I'm actually so excited to see like what you think of everything.
Yeah,
Because it's just nuts.
Yeah. The show is crazy.
This is absolutely crazy. So first off, I kind of wanted to start like with before YouTube. So kind of like, have you always felt like you were a more creatively like inclined person in school and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, if we're going all the way back, yeah, I grew up doing a lot of theater and a lot of that stuff, and then past like high school and stuff in college, I went to school for digital media, and that was when I really started my my acting and comedy career too, and that was what I've been up to for 6 or 7 years now, and then the YouTube thing started popping off a couple of years ago, and it just kind of changed the direction of everything.
So do you feel like, had you decided then like through theatre and that you wanted to be an actor, like that was the career path you wanted to go down?
Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And is that still the case now?
Yeah, that's still the goal. I mean, at the end of the day, the only reason I was trying to build an audience online was because it's kind of the only way to get any opportunities or try to leverage anything to try to get on stuff like this super cool podcast right now. You know, nobody cares if you don't have an online audience, and so that's why I started posting online, and then fortunately it started working pretty quickly, and I doubled down, and then in under a year, this is my full-time job, though. Yeah. It's been awesome.
When you first started your channel, was YouTube kind of the first place that you went to, or did you think maybe TikTok or Instagram, like that was maybe a better, like kind of where did you start, I suppose?
Yeah, so I started off doing a lot of comedy sketches online, and, you know, on Instagram and TikTok and everything. Me and my buddies would do these sketches, and they would get, you know, sometimes millions and millions of views.
Wow,
but the difference between YouTube and the other social media platforms is very much that sense of community, right? You could upload something to TikTok this morning, and by the time you fall asleep, it could have 20 million views on that TikTok. That does not mean anyone's going to follow you. That doesn't mean anybody's going to even know your name. They just saw one of the TikToks in their For You page on their algorithm. And then on YouTube, it's the opposite. You know, it's a little bit more of a grind. You can't, very rarely, I won't say you can't, but very rarely do you put out a video and your first video gets millions and millions of views. It's very much a slow increase of an audience that sticks around and watches everything you do. So, you know, did a ton of stuff online, especially in like the comedy space, you know, parody songs and comedy sketches. One of the biggest things we did was a Hallmark movie parody. And
I love that.
I remember, I mean, I love I have a couple buddies who do a Hallmark podcast where they watch all of the Hallmark movies. And
No, okay, you need to like tell me this channel so I
yes.
can go and follow it immediately.
It's called Deck the Hallmark. I guessed it on there a few times, and every
That's
time I have to
amazing.
watch a Hallmark movie, I'm like, I would much rather be watching Pretty Little Liars.
Oh my gosh, I did a video around Christmas where I watched, oh my gosh, how many did I watch? I think it was like 70 Hallmark movies for this one video.
Can I ask, before you say what it is that you did, is it because Mona is in a lot of those movies?
Yes, so it was only ones that have like teen drama actors in them. That's like was my whole thing. So like anyone for Pretty Little Liars, Gossip Girl, like Desperate Housewives. I watched all of their ones, and I was just
70?
This is crazy. Yeah, there's so many of them. You'd be so shocked. Like I was like, this is an insane pipeline. Like it's like teen drama actor, and then Hallmark just snaps them up straight away.
Since I need to watch your video, but so they did 70. Would you say that their acting was better in the teen dramas than in the Hallmark movies, or were they similar acting ability?
What I thought was interesting is like the difference in like quality, because someone like Mona, so like Janelle Parrish, I think she is so good in Pretty Little Liars. Like she for me is one of the best actresses on that show. And so when you watch her in a Hallmark movie, it feels like it really stands out amongst the other people that are in there, because there's kind of almost like, you know, like Disney acting. I feel like there's like Hallmark acting. So then you can tell there's people that's kind of all they do is Hallmark movies. Like that's their main gig. So then you get people like that, or like Terry Hatcher from Desperate Housewives, who played Susan. Like she's done a few. Her and Mike, the guy that plays Mike Delfino, actually did one together. So that was on my list. That was good. So yeah. And then like Chad Michael Murray, like from One Tree Hill, like his are always really good. And I'm always like, you are so good. Like the level of acting is crazy for like the Hallmark universe.
Yeah, I love that about Hallmark, because it's very clearly its own style. It's meant to be that way. It's not an accident. You know, when people say that they're bad, it's like, well, it's on purpose, whatever they're doing. So I love getting to see actors who aren't normally Hallmark actors and see what they're able to do in that space. So that's really cool. I have to watch your video.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I feel like I would, who would I for you were going to watch one, I would say pick one that has Chad Michael Murray in it. Or Bethany Joy, who's also from like One Tree Hill. Both of them, they knock it out of the park every time.
Awesome.
It's crazy, yeah. And it's crazy how also because I was like, I like rated each one when I went through, and their ones just, I was like, it's always top marks, because they just like elevate the entire movie. And Melissa Hastings as well, Tori DeVito, she was like my Hallmark queen. Like all of hers were good because her acting was just so good in them. Like she made it so likable, and I was
Did
like,
she play similar characters to Melissa in Pretty Little Liars?
No, she's very sweet. Like in all in all the Hallmark movies, she's very sweet. I feel like none of them get as dramatic as Pretty Little Liars. There's no way.
Yeah.
But Ian Harding and who's Ezra, and then Lucy Hale, they're doing a Christmas movie that comes out this year. So I'm very excited about that, because I'll be excited to root for them as a couple. Unlike in Pretty Little Liars.
Yeah, instead of a predator and prey.
Exactly. So I'm like, their chemistry's so good as actors. So now I'm like, now I have something that I can actually be like, wow, this is great. This is a separate thing entirely.
It's very difficult when you're watching Pretty Little Liars. Not to keep talking about Pretty Little Liars, but it's definitely on my mind at the moment. Yeah.
That's all my channel is Pretty Little Liars.
It's so good. It's and it's difficult sometimes because, you know, you don't want to publicly support Ezra and Arya because there's so many issues with it. But it's hard when you're watching it to not fall for it, like you know, they do such a good job with that chemistry to not be like, oh, well, they do belong together, I guess. But I don't know. I haven't finished the show, so I'm hoping he dies.
Yeah. I love that. That just solves every issue.
Yeah, because then it's like, done. Okay, maybe it'll all work out if he's dead.
Yeah. I think it's so hard as well, because obviously end of season 4 going into season 5, you were like, oh, they've made him the villain. This is perfect.
And I thought it was such a great. They should have. I mean, I think they should have done.
That's what I literally. I'm like, if they had just continued with that and just stuck to it and been like, he was evil this whole time, like, what a great plot that would have been.
Yeah, I think I said in my video too. It turns him from an unnecessary character and just a bad character into a great written character.
Yeah.
If he's the bad guy the entire time, it's like, oh, not only is it like I feel a little bit better about the show because it's not, you know, kind of like making light of a grooming situation, but I can also kind of like almost root for the villain of like, he was such a terrible person that he was taking advantage of this high school student so early on, but now it's just kind of back to being awkward.
It literally just goes straight back. What was even the point?
Yeah, like, and that's, I mean, right now, because I'm in season 6, and that's where I'm back. You know, there's a part of me that wants to accuse Arya of being A, because I have yet to figure out the purpose of Arya's storylines in this show. Every season is the same storyline. It's, will they get caught? Will her and Ezra get caught? Oh, they almost get caught, but they don't. But then they decide, you know what? Let's not, we don't need to be together. But then they get back together. And it's just that over and over and over again. And kind of my running theory at the moment of where I'm at in my video is maybe the reason that their relationship never gets exposed, even though A's known about it since the very beginning, is maybe it's because Arya is A. And that is why A is not exposed Arya's secret. So, I don't know. This show is incredible because you could pick anyone on this conspiracy board and just have 20 theories about how they could be A.
Absolutely, yeah. Like, every single time. Do you feel like it's... Because you're almost like you're almost at the end now. You've got one more season. Are you still enjoying it as much as you first did? Or are you like, the earlier seasons, I think, were better?
I would say it's the opposite. I'm enjoying it more than I ever have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really? Okay, I love that.
When I turned on the first episode, I thought I made a huge mistake. I was like, I don't think I can watch this. This isn't for me. It's also insane how I understand now, knowing what I know 6 seasons in. But the opening scene of the pilot, it's cut so strange. It's like I kept thinking my Hulu, because I was at my job at the time watching Pretty Little Liars on my computer. I thought it kept like skipping. And I was like, what is going on? It's edited so strangely. Obviously, I know now it was intentional because the girls were drugged. Allison drugged the girls. So it's supposed to make you feel discombobulated. But still, it's like the opening scene of your brand new TV show. Very strong choice to just badly edit the scene.
Yeah.
So I thought I made a huge mistake. And then by the end of the episode, when they find Allison's body, I was pretty hooked on the mystery. But I'm definitely the type of person that I love it when a show runs for 7, 8 seasons, and by season 4 they've run out of ideas and they've written themselves into a corner and they've got to do crazy, like when the psychic shows up in Pretty Little Liars. Yes, I love that. Yes. Why is there a psychic? I don't know, but it's incredible. Why is there, 18 different people all going by the same alias of A? Like there's Red Coat A, there's Black Hoodie A, there's, at the point I'm at right now, there's a Charles. So it's
a Black Widow as well. There's so many of them. Yeah. Can't keep up.
And so it's just absurd, but that's what I really love. Like Riverdale as well. I've seen the first 2 seasons.
Have you been keeping up with Riverdale? Because that is the prime example of a show that just goes completely off the rails.
Yeah, I've heard. But it's all of these shows are really inspired by Twin Peaks too. And have you seen Twin Peaks?
I haven't. It's on my list to watch though, because obviously, oh my God, what's her name? Is in Riverdale, like from Twin Peaks, yeah. So I was like, I'd never heard of it until I watched Riverdale and then had seen her in it. So I was like...
Riverdale is heavily inspired by Twin Peaks. I would almost argue that it's a Twin Peaks reboot, but with Archie characters. But all of these teen dramas are very inspired by Twin Peaks. The Alison De Laurentiis character is heavily inspired by the Laura Palmer character who dies and kicks off the mystery in Twin Peaks. And Twin Peaks is David Lynch, so it's of course out there and strange and weird, but the thing when because a lot of people, I'm sure you get this a lot in your comment section. People act like Pretty Little Liars and Riverdale and these teen dramas are bad shows.
Yeah.
And I disagree wholeheartedly. You know, when people praise Twin Peaks as almost an art house television show, that show is telling these insane stories through the lens of a soap opera, the medium of a soap opera. But it turns it up all the way to 15. It's not a soap opera. It's not a parody of a soap opera. It's not a satire of a soap opera. It's telling the story through an exaggerated soap opera. And Riverdale, I think, is the same thing. It's just our generation didn't grow up watching soap operas. It was the teen drama. And so Riverdale is telling these exaggerated stories through the lens of a teen drama turned up all the way to 15. And Pretty Little Liars, I think, is very similar.
When you watch, because you'd seen Pretty Little Liars before you saw Desperate Housewives.
Yes,
so
yeah.
when you watched Desperate Housewives, were you like, hold on now, this is Pretty Little Liars?
Yeah, which I had heard, I'd read somewhere that when Pretty Little Liars was created, I don't know, because the books, I don't know the timeline, but it was essentially that like we want Desperate Housewives for teenagers.
Yes, exactly.
And so going into Desperate Housewives, I was expecting a lot of the similar stuff. I will say, though, I don't know if I enjoyed Desperate Housewives season 1 as much as I enjoyed Pretty Little Liars season 1.
Is Desperate Housewives going to be a series, or are you like, the first season was okay, I don't know if I'll keep going with it?
I'm trying to decide. One thing that I noticed, because at the end of the day, it's like views do have a bit of a impact on it, because if I'm going to take the time to watch 25 episodes of a TV show, I have to make sure that there's a return. And Desperate Housewives didn't do as great. But one thing that I thought was so funny is a lot of comments are saying, oh, I thought this was a reality show.
Everyone always thinks it's the Real Housewives.
And I didn't. I thought that it culturally had a bigger impact than that, but I guess it didn't.
It's such a funny one, and I think this also kind of goes back to what you were saying about the Riverdale and Pretty Little Liars not being well respected. And I think that's something that I always find so interesting, because these are my favorite kinds of shows. You know, One Tree Hill, Gossip Girl, like that's everything to me. I want 25 episodes a season. Oh my gosh. So good. But I guess it's not really a mystery. It doesn't really fit into your format. But
right.
They're so good. And so there's like 25 episodes a season, runs for 6, 7, 8, 9 seasons, you know. And it's like they were so popular. Like Desperate Housewives is, I mean, it's more popular than any show out there.
It was the number one show on television for years. Yeah.
Like we're talking a show that I think at his peak, the most viewed episode was like 30 million or something crazy. Like the lowest viewed episode of Desperate Housewives still has more views than the most watched episode of Breaking Bad. Like, it's absolutely nuts.
That's awesome.
But it's never on, top 10 best
list,
shows of all time, top 100 best shows of all time. And it's the same thing with Vampire Diaries, Pretty Little Liars. These shows were such powerhouses, but there's never any recognition for that, which I find just so bizarre. Because it's like the same amount of care and time goes into the scripting and the wardrobe and the sets and everything like that. And they're so intricate, and to have 25 episode seasons, like to run that story through for such a long time and to keep
dedicated audiences.
I just find it so crazy that then that doesn't translate to more, I guess, like critical acclaim.
And I guess it just boils down to production value, but times have changed a lot. So with the streaming models and everything, people forget that TV was supposed to be a cheaper medium. It was supposed to be quick turnarounds. You're shooting 25 episodes for almost no money. You're doing it every single year, so you have to work very fast. You don't have time to, a lot of times you're just shooting coverage. You don't have time to get artsy with it. To bring it back to Pretty Little Liars, the Dollhouse episodes, which were directed by Chad Lowe, Arya's dad, Rob Lowe's brother, I'm pretty sure. You can just tell by watching those episodes that they were done differently. They either had a higher budget or they had more time. It's like watching a movie. The production value on those two episodes compared to the rest of the episodes
are incredible.
And it shows you what, hey, if we had this money and time for every episode, this is what this show could be. But I don't think it needed that. It's a different form of storytelling. It's a different medium.
How do you kind of feel about that world of TV now? Are you... Because I feel like I like TV is my favorite thing, more so than film, really. Like that's because I love to be invested and to have that much time with the characters and things like that. So I struggle to get into shows and get excited about them now because I'm like, so many get cancelled after one season, or they are only 6-8 episode seasons. It's like with the Stranger Things, you know, that would took...
You had to wait 10 years,
like it's like... And the same with Euphoria. It's season 2 aired however many years ago now, and we're still waiting for season 3. And I feel like it kind of takes the enjoyment out of it. And I kind of just go back to older shows, like One Tree Hill is one that I'm watching for the first time. And it's so exciting to know that I have that much content to go through and get invested in.
The fact that you can look at these old shows that have 8 seasons, 25 episode seasons, and you're like, I have 400 episodes to watch. And I get to spend time with these characters. Yeah, I'm in the same page. So a lot of my buddies, because they're more filmmaker types, they love movies instead of TV. They like TV more now because they're essentially just 8-hour-long movies broken up into hour sections. I disagree. I love the history of television. I love going back and watching shows from the 60s and the 70s. The format is its own art form. And I think I've said that a few times now, but it's a different medium entirely. And people just put film and television together. And even more so now with the streaming era. But, you know, you get shows like The Pit, which is super popular right now. And they're actually gone back to what is a traditional TV model, which they have several episodes in a season. They got 2 seasons done in 2 years. You're not having to wait 3-4 years. The whole thing with Stranger Things is the reason people are so harsh on the final season is because they had to wait so long. If you make people wait so long, then it better be perfect.
Yeah.
Because if it sucks, why did I wait 5 years for something that's not perfect?
I find that so crazy because Stranger Things I don't really do like fantasy and sci-fi, that kind of thing. But it's like when I was watching Pretty Little Liars, I was watching it as it was airing. And even those 4-month breaks at a time or 5 months, I was like, oh my God, like, how can I wait this long for a TV show?
Yeah.
And then you've got, like shows now and it's every like few years. How do you feel about, do you have a preference between when they kind of dump all the episodes at once, or do you like the weekly watching?
As someone who loves, you know, the production side of it, I think it's better to do weekly releases. You're right. It stays a part of the culture for longer. You get people talking about it week to week. As a viewer, I prefer, like, oftentimes if there's a show that releases week to week, I'll probably just wait till they're all released. That way I can binge them at one time. That's just a time thing. I don't have a whole lot of time. My days are filled with, you know, watching Pretty Little Liars and Riverdale and all of these shows. So I don't have time to watch stuff for leisure often anymore. And so when there's a good show that I really want to just watch all of it, it's helpful that I can just take an afternoon or a couple afternoons.
Yeah. I feel like that's so interesting. And that's why I was also so interested to speak to like you specifically, because I feel like we do a kind of similar thing in terms of content where it's watching the shows to make videos about them. And so you do kind of get to enjoy them, but you're also, it's like I'm watching Dexter for the first time on season 8. And I'm like obsessed with it. It's so good. Yeah. But me and my fiance are watching it at the same time, and he's invested in it, and he'll be like, "Oh, should we watch Dexter?" And I'm like,
I don't feel like taking notes right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I totally
That's exactly the thing. I'm like, he's like, "Oh, we'll just sit and like watch it." Like to him, it's just sitting watching it, relaxing, and I'm like, yeah, but I also have to have my phone. Like, I have to be thinking about what's going on and making notes because I'm going to make a video about it at some point. And that was the same with Desperate Housewives. And as much as I love them and get to enjoy them, I couldn't tell you the last time I watched a show just to watch it.
Yeah, no, 100%. People ask me sometimes, they're like, watching TV for work, does it make it more enjoyable or less enjoyable? And I would say you enjoy the show overall more because you're paying attention so closely and you're taking notes and you're picking up on little things that you wouldn't normally if you were just casually watching it. But you are putting a lot of effort into watching something, which is so weird.
It is, isn't it? It's funny as well because I never thought that my career would be just watching the shows I wanted to watch.
Yeah.
And then like you said, like that'll be a day of work for me. Like when I want to do my One Tree Hill season 3 video eventually, I'm like, I have to like block out a good 25 hours in my week to just sit and watch this, which is like, it's such a crazy thing to try and explain to somebody else because they're like, we're watching TV, like that's so fun, like you get paid to sit and watch TV. And I'm like, I do, but I also like, my brain is still working at the same time. It's not like just sit and just let it wash over me. I'm like, I have to think about this, and then what does this mean for what happened last season, and where does this change how I feel about these things? Like,
it's the best job in the world, but it is a job.
Yeah. How do you find your work-life balance kind of works with YouTube? Are you, because it's one of those things where it's hard to kind of talk about to people that aren't content creators, because you're like, ultimately this isn't a hard job, and like you said, it's an absolute dream job to be able to, like you said, you are full-time, and I'm also full-time now, like recently. So that's an amazing thing to be able to do, and to make the content that you love, and all be creative. But there's also like almost like a double-edged sword with that, where I'm like, any spare time I have, I can be working. I don't just shut my laptop or close the store at the end of the day and that's it.
Yeah, it's difficult to be watching something at night and be like, I should be watching the show that I'm supposed to watch especially because we don't have, it's like, until I finish the show, I don't have a video.
Yes.
So it's like, I have to get it done. And so it's really dependent on just when I finish a video or finish watching the show. And so work-life balance, it's also difficult because it's like my favorite thing to do. So it's like my hobby is making things. So it's like, even if I wasn't working on a YouTube video, I'm working on something else. Like I also have a Survivor podcast because I love Survivor. So it's like last October alone, I was in Boston for a Survivor event. I put out 2 big YouTube videos. I was in a TV pilot last October. Like, I can't imagine doing anything other than making something.
Yes,
so the work-life balance is difficult because that's what I do when I want to do something that I enjoy. I want to make something. But that's just now my job. But I'm working on it. I'm figuring out a way to unplug.
Yeah, I think that is hard, isn't it? To separate your life from content when that kind of is your life at the same time.
Yeah, at least we're not vloggers. That would be even harder. Yeah.
That is like my nightmare, actually. Yeah. When I see people like vlogging every single day of their life and there's no separation from it. Yeah. I'm like, at least that's not what I do. That's to a whole other level.
Everything on my channel is very much a persona. Like, I'm playing a character. You don't want to hang out with me all day every day.
Do you find it hard to kind of wrap your mind around, because obviously you're now at like 163k, something like that?
I think I'm getting close to 150. Yeah.
Oh, 150. Yeah. So like, do you ever find it crazy to like picture that is that many people that kind of actively decided to click that button to be like, I enjoy this person's content, and not just because they like the show you're talking about, but they like the way that you talk about it?
Yeah, it's different because, especially coming from a background of performing to a room, right? You do an improv show or you're doing a production theater, and there's maybe 100 people in the room, but it feels like so many people, And then if I put out a video and 100 people watched it, I would be devastated. I'd be like, oh God, my life is over. I can't make money if only 100 people are watching the video. So to see the big numbers on a screen, it's very easy to forget that they're real people. I think one of the first things I remember about online stuff when I was just making stuff in college or high school, YouTube sent like a little notification when you hit 100 subscribers, and it's like that's like a movie theater full of people.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh wow, that is a movie theater full of people. That's probably a big theater, right? But on the internet, that feels like almost no one's watching my videos.
Yeah, it's the most bizarre thing. I had the similar thing when I went. There's an arena like over here in London called the O2.
Yeah.
And I was there to see Nickelback.
Nice.
And I was like, my friend, like Miranda, who's with me, she turned to me and she was like, the capacity of this is like 20,000 people. I was like, that's like
huge.
Loads of people. And she's like, how many people are subscribed to your channel? Like, that's as if every single person in this room just press subscribe right now. And I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
That is
crazy.
like the most insane thing ever to like see it visually and be like. And then a similar thing as well, like you also have Patreon.
Yeah.
And like so do I. And when I first started it, only like it's only been up for like a month now. I kind of said to my fiance, I was like, I'm just gonna give it a go, but you know, is anyone gonna? Because it's also like
care.
Yeah, there's the thing of YouTube where they subscribe and they like your videos and comment and all that stuff, and that's, you know, that in itself is crazy, but it's also free. So I'm like, you know, I watch YouTubers like all the time, but then to be like, I want you to pay for this, I was kind of like, that's a whole nother step.
Yeah, it's like, do they like me enough to pay? That's a scary question.
Yeah, it is. It's a crazy question. And then as soon as like the first few started coming in, I was like, that's crazy. I was like, this is the most like amazing thing ever. Because it's just then like another level of, they want to support you as well. And they care about, it's one thing for you to be like, I'm invested in what I make and I love the things I make and I put the time and the passion into them. But for somebody else, a complete stranger, to also see that is like the most validating, like wonderful thing ever.
Yeah, it's easy to take for granted sometimes, especially when it's like low dollar amounts where you're like, you know, $10. And it's like, oh, you know, I'm only making $10. That's people giving you their hard-earned money because they like you so much or they like your videos so much. A big thing with my Patreon is it's $2 a month. I wanted to make sure that it's the kind of thing that no matter what, they feel like they're getting more out of it than I do. You know, okay, for just $2, I'll get X, Y, and Z. As opposed to, I think a lot of people do like $10 for Patreon, or, you know, some of the bigger shows will do even more than that. And it's like, you know, Netflix is $17 a month and it has everything. So what do you offer
when
that
it's just
is
me?
worth $17? Yeah, like I don't have that much to offer. I can't charge someone $20 a month. I don't have that much. I don't have the movie Django on my Patreon for you to watch.
Yeah.
So a big thing with Patreon this past year was I introduced the Pretty Little Liars like book club series.
Yes.
So I've been reading the first Pretty Little Liars chapter by chapter, just kind of talking about my thoughts each chapter. And then I've noticed a big thing that people sign up for is just getting to see the videos early, especially the Pretty Little Liars videos when, you know, there's 6 months in between them. And then you announce like, hey, it's like you can watch it now over on Patreon, but it's going to be a few more days on YouTube. People are like, wow, I'll just pay the money. I really like the video. Yeah. And so that's been very fascinating.
How have you been liking the Pretty Little Liars books?
So cool. Yeah, I've been reading the first book. I'm close to the end. I realized now, like I learned a lot, which is like, that's a book you can read in an evening. It's very short. So the fact that I broke it up chapter by chapter was excruciatingly slow. So I learned my lesson from that, but I like it. I like it. They spend a lot more time with the characters and fleshing out why it is each of the girls. I think it's a great companion piece to the show so far, at least, where it's like what I've learned about the main girls from the book has made me appreciate their characters in the show even more. And then as I'm reading the book, obviously I kind of know a lot of what's going to happen because I've seen the show. but I do think it does get different at a certain point. That's what people tell me, but I'm excited to find out.
It's like probably like the first and the second book are the closest to the show. The first book is only the pilot.
I was shocked to realize that the whole first book is just the pilot episode of the show. Yes. I did not see that coming. I was like, guys, one week it was like chapter 16. I was like, guys, everything's moving so slow. I don't think we're going to get all the way to the Mono reveal in this book.
Yeah. And then you've got, oh my gosh, I think it's 18 books.
Yeah, it's
in
a
total.
lot. I haven't decided yet if I'm doing all of them.
Yeah, it's a big commitment to do them all.
Yeah,
I think, but it is kind of fun because you know these characters only in one way, in how you kind of have been told to see them as Lucy Hale and Shay Mitchell. Yeah. But then in the book, Emily is ginger and she, has siblings that we don't see in the show.
And her parents are racist.
Absolutely.
And it's like, whoa.
Racist, homophobic, everything under the sun.
Speaking of Emily, like in the book, her character in particular is one of my favorites in the book.
Yes.
But one of my least favorites in the first few seasons of the show because they don't give her much as a character.
Yeah, so it's really interesting because you're like, I know these characters, but I really don't. Not in the version that Sarah Shepard had written. And the stories are similar because they did split off pretty much completely. You're almost like, this is like new episodes of Pretty Little Liars. Storylines that I've never seen and never, had even thought of.
Yeah.
So I do like that kind of aspect of it. Are you like a big reader in general or not really?
I used to be. Hard to find time when you have a lot of TV
I have the exact
to watch.
same issue, yeah.
But I've been trying to figure out a way to make videos about books, which is not as easy as it sounds.
No, it's definitely not.
Especially because like I want everything that I make for my channel to be like a unique twist on a format, right? So it's like the whole Can I Solve format that I started doing was because I wanted to make big video essays about TV shows, but I didn't want to be another one of those YouTubers that just kind of like give you a synopsis of each episode without adding more. And there are people who do it really well and they give you so much more information, but it's like I'm often watching these shows for the first time. I don't have an expert knowledge about Pretty Little Liars. I'm watching it for the first time and I don't want I didn't want it to just be like, hey, join me on my journey of me watching the show that you might have already seen before. I wanted there to be an added element that makes it more unique. So it's like, will Chase be able to solve it? Yes or no? We'll find out. And I've done that a few times with the formats on my channel. Like I did a true crime podcast, but the whole thing is that my guest, I'm telling my guest a true crime story and then it's just an episode of Scooby-Doo.
Yes,
and doing stuff like that. So like that's my version of a true crime podcast. And I have a couple more formats this year I'm very excited about that are like my unique take on a common niche in the space.
Do you have content creators that you watch, or is it a similar thing to I don't even have the time to watch TV, let alone like add YouTube into that as well?
No, I watch YouTube. I watch Good Mythical Morning every day.
I watch Good Mythical Morning every single day.
Yep,
and Good Mythical More, I'm locked in.
Smosh. I watch a lot of Smosh. I have a whole theory for why like those shows are so, I guess popular is not the right word, but just like people talk about how YouTube's so oversaturated. It's like, oh, it's so oversaturated. But if you really think about it, like you might have 5 or 6 YouTube channels that you really love everything that they put out. Most YouTubers put out one video a month. So that's 5 or 6 days a month that you have a video that you're really excited to watch. I need something to watch every day while I'm eating lunch or whatever. And so when you have these channels like Good Mythical Morning that upload every day, Monday through Friday, you have Smosh who uploads several times a week, every single week. It's almost like just like, even if I don't love every single video, I like them and I need something to watch. And so I think there's a whole thing of just like people need more videos that are quality videos. I don't think it's as oversaturated as people say it is.
Over here, it gets posted, I think, about 11 a.m. So then me and my fiance wait until he's on his lunch break. He has a proper job.
Right.
So
Yeah.
he has his lunch breaks, and then I'm like, well, I'll take my lunch break, I guess, at the same time.
Yeah.
And we always Good Mythical Morning, Good Mythical More every day.
Yeah.
And it's just knowing that is going to be there. It's like a weird like comfort thing. I'm like, I know every day that will be there for me to watch. And it's not, I think as well, a lot of the shows, not like teen dramas aren't like harrowing or anything like that. But you know, sometimes you're like, I just want something that's lighthearted. Something that, I don't have to
You don't
think
have to really
about,
pay
like,
that much attention.
Yeah. And I think there's such value in those like comfort creators as well.
Yeah, that's why it's important for me to put out as many videos as I can. Obviously, it's difficult when you have 25 episodes of a show to watch. But someone was like, how do you put out these so quickly? And it's like, dude, this is my job. So like all day, every day, I'm just watching and writing and filming. And it's amazing what you can get done when your job is just watching TV.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you find as well, because even before I did like YouTube, I studied like media production and, you know, things like that. Like I've always just loved TV. Like Friends has been my favorite show since I was 6 years old. It was my dad's favorite show. Like that got me into it. I was hooked. So I feel like even before I started doing it as a job, I still would watch TV and be like, that was filmed kind of weirdly, or I wonder why they chose to do this. Or so do you feel like even outside of the YouTube aspect, wanting to be an actor and, you know, having that love and recognition for the different jobs that people do, do you find yourself like, I watch things with my fiance and he just watches it and he just enjoys it and he just goes through and is like, that was a good episode. And I'm like, didn't you think it was so interesting how they had that downward camera angle? And he was like, no, I didn't even
notice it. No, I have the unique ability to where like I just really get invested in the show. I really get caught up. I told a joke in my last video where it's like when I was in high school, I worked at Walmart. And there was one summer I worked in the gas station at Walmart, which was essentially just like a little 5-foot box that you stand in. And if someone needs something, you just punch it into the computer. But all I did that whole summer was watch the show Arrow.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, dude, there were times where people were walking up and be like, can I get $20 on pump 3? And I'm crying because I'm so invested in Arrow. I know a lot about production. I've worked on a lot of commercials and a lot of, you know, I did a movie a couple years ago. I've been on that side of it professionally on the actor side, but also on the technical side of like gaffing and gripping and stuff. So a lot of people find it difficult to separate the work from watching it. They're like, oh, I noticed this, you noticed this mistake, I noticed that. Not me. I'm locked in on the story, man. They like when they changed Jason's actor out, I didn't notice for so long.
Really?
I was like, didn't he used to be brunette?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's one that's so funny to me because when I watch the first season back, I'm like, this isn't even Jason to me. Like when I see the old actor, I'm like, they don't feel the same. Like the character's written differently. And I'm like, I'm just waiting for Drew to come back in season 2.
That's one of the things I'm most excited for is once I finish the show, getting to go back and rewatch from the beginning, knowing everything that happens. Because I'm sure there's stuff that I've just totally forgot about from those first few seasons that I would be like, oh, that's why that was, or what?
Yeah.
You know, I'm very excited.
Yeah. I feel like it is a lot of fun to go back and rewatch. It's one that I don't feel loses anything when you've already seen it in a weird way, because you're watching it in a completely different, like from a completely different point of view. Where you're like, you're like, oh, that now makes sense, and oh, I forgot that this happened. That actually makes sense now that I know about this and things. Do you find, so how do you kind of go about, you had said that obviously like views and things play a part in if you'll do like continue the series, but how do you go about choosing shows kind of initially? Comments,
I get a lot of suggestions. So like Pretty Little Liars was suggested in the comments a bunch. I had never even heard of Pretty Little Liars, which is impossible because like I was a teenager when the show was at its peak, but I never even heard anyone talk about it. So I would have never watched Pretty Little Liars if it wasn't for people recommending it in the comments. Now it's a little bit different. Now I'm like, very much invested in picking things that I know has an audience online. I really thought Desperate Housewives was going to be one of those, and then I learned the valuable lesson of people think it's the Real Housewives of
They always
Utah
do,
or whatever.
yeah.
So yeah, it's looking for things that have a dedicated fan base. Also, things that I'm just interested in watching. There's nothing worse than when, like, it's hard to complain about watching TV for your job, but when you don't like the show that you're watching, it's really a chore to fight through it. But I've been very fortunate where I've liked pretty much everything I've watched. You know, I got to watch Bridgerton, which I would have never watched.
Yeah.
Loved season 1 of Bridgerton. I thought it was awesome. Yellow Jackets. I got to watch Yellow Jackets season 1. That's one that I get a lot of comments to keep continuing. That show is so dense. I don't know if you've seen it. Have you seen it?
No, but it gets recommended to me all the time because people are like, it's kind of like Pretty Little Liars, but if it was way more intense and way more dark than that.
It's a great show, but when writing about it and taking notes during the episodes and everything, so much happens in an episode. It's very difficult to power through and like make those videos, as opposed to Pretty Little Liars, where 3 episodes will go by, where it's just a bunch of B plot with romance stuff that you don't really need to pay attention
quite a few
to.
filler things.
Yes, there's no filler in these, these streaming shows.
Yeah, they're like, we've only got 8 hours. We've got to cram it all in.
Yeah, and it makes it dense.
Yeah. Are there any shows that you've seen where you're like, oh, I wish I hadn't watched this, so I could make a video about this?
Yeah, that's something that people ask a lot. The big one that I get is like I get comments all the time being like, "Oh, you should do the Scream movies." Oh, I would love to see you try to figure out who Ghostface is in the Scream movies. And I'm like, guys, I love the Scream movies. I've seen those. I
love the Scream movies.
Yeah, I did. So last year I tried a new format to try to solve that problem of like, how do I make videos about mysteries that I've already seen the answer to? And I started off with the movie Clue, which is like I thought everybody loved Clue. It didn't end up doing that good. I don't think that many people our age and younger know about it. But so I did a thing where I got 4 competitors and they compete to try to solve Clue before the reveal. And so I got to be a little bit more of a host as opposed to me being the one trying to solve it. So I hope to keep doing stuff like that, so that way I could do stuff like Scream. The first Knives Out movie is another one that gets recommended all the time, and I'm like, I love that movie.
Have you thought about the Scream TV series, or have you already seen that?
I have not seen it. It is on the list to do. Yeah, that one gets recommended a good bit as well.
Yeah, I really liked it, actually. I think, I don't know, there's like, it's kind of a thing almost, is that those movies are now being made into TV series. You just have I Know What You Did Last Summer TV series as well, which was not very good. So
it wasn't? I haven't seen it.
No, I would go for the Scream one, 100%. And that was one that I really did enjoy. You know, you do really love TV. But you also have your, you'd had your podcast where you talked about movies, and you obviously kind of like, you make your short films and things.
Yeah.
Is that something you would want to incorporate more into your channel, like movie content, or is it harder because there's just not as much to talk about?
I've solved, like, I've done a few Can I Solve videos about movies. Like I did the Bob's Burgers movie. That was fun. I'll probably still do Can I Solves for movies. But when it comes to just like film criticism or just like talking about popular movie series, talking about popular movies, I'm not good at it. There are different channels that would be like, my favorite person to watch online is Patrick Willems, and that's what he does. He's a great film critic. He's able to take a popular movie, or not even a popular movie, a director, anything, and he has something to say about it that's unique, and it's a fun point of view. I can learn something. That's just not me, though. Like, I'm not ever going to be as good as he is at doing that, and that's not what I want to do. I don't want to be the 50th best film YouTuber, Yeah. And so I have ideas for fun formats that would involve movies, but I don't think you'll ever see my thoughts on the new, Captain America movie or whatever.
I struggle to review stuff which is like weird. Like I'm like, I could talk about a show, like deep dive into a show and go through everything that I like thought about it, but even like Letterboxd, I struggle with that sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I'll watch a movie and I'll be like, I don't have anything to say about this. I don't.
Yeah.
3 stars.
And that's okay.
I don't have a comment. Like.
Not everybody has to be a film critic, and that's what people don't seem to realize. On Letterboxd, I just hit the heart if I really liked it. And if not, if I have a funny thing to say, I'll put a little funny thing, but no.
Your first YouTube video was your the first one that's on your channel now is like the Land of the Lost one.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like 17k views. Like, that's still really good. Is that like your true first YouTube attempt, or is there ones from before that? Because my first video on my channel is talking about The Perfectionist, Pretty Little Liars, like, I don't even know, 9 years ago maybe when it came out. But that was not the first video that was ever posted on my channel.
Right. That was the first video that was posted on this channel. Yeah.
That's crazy.
But that's I mean, I've been making things my whole life, and there's terrible things that I've wiped from the internet that I made when I was 12, in the backyard with my friends.
We've all been there.
Yeah. I mean, that's just, our generation grew up with phones and cameras and stuff and YouTube. So we were able to make things and put them online. But yeah, no, the Land of the Lost video was my first attempt of like, well, maybe I could make YouTube videos and that could be how I find my audience. Because, I mean, I was doing the comedy sketches and I still do stuff like that. But I just realized, like, tying it back to a story from earlier, I did that Hallmark parody sketch. 5 million views. Wayne Brady shares it on his Instagram story. I'm like, this is it. This is gonna change my life. And then nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nothing comes from it. And so I was really dedicated. And, also as an actor, like, I did a movie. I got to see myself in a movie in my local theater. And it's like, that's a dream come true.
Cool. Yeah.
But it didn't move the needle at all. I did a TV pilot last year. It doesn't move the needle at all. We live in such a time where everything is oversaturated, quote unquote oversaturated. You have, you're competing with millions of people on TikTok that are just making stuff to make things on your For You page. To actually build an audience so that way you can have an audience to make things for, or to even have an audience to make money so that you can make things is extremely difficult. And so Land of the Lost was my first attempt at that. It didn't get any views. A year goes by. I was like, okay, I really want to watch all of the Universal monster movies. So maybe I will make a video about that. I make a video about that, upload it, no views either. I was like, okay, another year goes by, and it's around Halloween time, and the video just kind of hopped into the algorithm because of the Universal Studios here in America. They had a big announcement where they were doing the Universal Monster Park, and then also just Halloween vibes. That video started doing well, and it got my channel monetized. And so I was like,
that's a big hurdle.
20,000 views or whatever. I'd never had something like that on YouTube. And so I was like, I think I can do this. And that's when I had the idea to do Can I Solve Twin Peaks, which was the origin of the Can I Solve format. But also I just really wanted to watch the show Twin Peaks. And when I uploaded that in January of 2024, that's everything changed after that.
I was like curious about that because there had been such a big gap in between.
Yeah.
That I was like, were there other videos you tried in between then, or was it literally just a straight, like, from the Land of the Lost one to the Monsters one and then to the Twin Peaks one?
There was probably one or two that I tried here or there, but I took them down because they didn't fit the kind of audience that my channel is now. Like, I did a video about the history of why every sitcom has that one episode where they put the hands on the car and whoever stays there the longest wins the car. And I thought it was so fascinating. It like, there's a Tony Award-winning musical that gets incorporated in the story. It all originated in a documentary from Texas in the 90s. Like, it's a very interesting story, but it didn't really move the needle.
See, I love stuff like that. I think that stuff is so interesting. So then you'd obviously said that it takes a long time for things to kind of take off on YouTube. But 3 videos in,
Yeah.
to then have like 600 over 600k on a video is kind of crazy in the like YouTube realm of things. It's kind of like the YouTube version of going viral.
Yeah, a little bit. And again, a lot of those views came after the Pretty Little Liars video blew up too.
Okay, yeah.
So that's people like going back and watching them. But I got very lucky where when I put the Twin Peaks videos out, a handful of, this is back when Twitter was Twitter, there was a handful of Twitter accounts that were like really into Twin Peaks shared it. And so I got a big boost of views from that. And Twin Peaks just also has a very diehard, dedicated audience. So I just got very lucky that it was like people were interested in watching someone lose their mind trying to figure out the mystery of this show.
Yeah. I think it's hard as well when, because I kind of similarly, you know, make videos that do take a long time, you know. I don't think there's a single video on my channel that's under probably 40 minutes.
Right.
So when you don't have that monetization element yet, it is hard to like stay motivated for it because you're like, okay, I'm going to spend 8+, probably more, especially if you're, you know, editing them yourself before you can have an editor, to put this video out and get nothing back from it, like money wise. It's like hard to put that in. So that's like, and also that's I think people don't realize, like before I was monetized, I was saying to my friend Miranda, I was like, so there are rules. Like you can't just be monetized. You need, you know, the number of subscribers, you need the watch hours was the big one. I was like, how am I ever going to get that many watch hours? Like, this is crazy. So then it does free you up then. And then same with like the Patreon and stuff to be able to do it like full time. What are like the big things that you feel like YouTube has kind of given you, like that you've then be able to do with kind of what you've built?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's so much. I mean, I went from me and my wife both working full-time jobs to, you know, at the beginning of 2025, it looked like I was probably going to get laid off. And then I realized I'm making 3 times what I make at work from YouTube. Why am I staying anyway? To now it's, you know, me and my wife both work for, you know, me on YouTube, just making these videos and running I guess it's a media. I don't know what to classify what we do, but I mean, it's, you know, like I do everything out of this tiny bedroom, but I can finally, I'm getting like a studio built, which is really exciting.
Oh, wow. That's so fun.
Yeah. I've got really big shows and different things in the works with other people that I'm very excited to do. And basically all I've ever wanted was to make things. And that's all I've ever done. And now YouTube has given me the opportunity to, one, have an audience so that I can make things for an audience. But it's also given me the monetary and freedom to make bigger projects and make bigger things, which is all I've ever wanted. So like my dream project for this year, and I'll talk about this because I doubt it'll get to happen. My big goal for this year is I want to put out a soap opera. So it's a mystery-driven soap opera, right? It's a tongue-in-cheek kind of playing up those tropes of soap operas. Once a month on the channel. Each one ends on a big cliffhanger. And the fun is like, can we try to solve the mystery of this soap opera that I produced? So that's one thing that I'm really excited for this year, if it comes to fruition. But
that's so exciting.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's almost like over the past, you know, almost 3 years, this year that you'll have been making those kinds of videos. You've been like, it's almost been like a training course for your audience to be like, now you, like the roles are reversed and you have to solve like what I'm doing instead of the other way around. Because I guess that's like, I don't know, do you get many comments of people that have never seen the shows that you watch?
Yeah, a lot.
Or is really?
Yeah, that shocks me as well. I usually make fun of them in every video. I'm like, you sick freaks. I know you haven't seen this show. It's fascinating. The thing that's so fun about the Can I Solve format versus just if I was doing a video essay about me watching it for the first time is it's interesting if you've seen the show before or not.
Yeah.
It's a question for anybody. Hey, will Chase figure it out? Let's find out. So if you've never seen the show before, I try to explain enough of what's going on so that way you're in the know. So that way when the big reveal happens, it's satisfying for you. But it's even more fun, in my opinion, if you've seen the show already. Because if you know the answer, you get to see me like, oh, he's almost there. Or he's so far gone, it's hilarious. You get to kind of go on that journey of watching me try to solve it. But I do see what's enjoyable about learning about a show for the first time through the lens of someone trying to solve it.
I mean, that's what I found so fun, like with your Pretty Little Liars videos, because, I mean, I've seen it a million times.
Yeah.
And like when I was watching it, and I think it was in the first, maybe like 10 or 20 minutes of the video, which obviously was like an hour and however long.
Yeah.
I was like, how? And you said, I feel like it could be Mona.
Yeah.
And I was literally like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I was like, when I watched it for the first time, I was like, I was shocked by the reveal by season 2, even though I had watched both seasons. I was still like, wow. And I was like, how in the first... But then you completely went away from that, and I was like, no, you got it straight away.
Dude, yeah.
So I love it. It's like watching the show for the first time again.
Yeah, I get that comment a lot. Dude, I nailed it first episode. I had it.
Yeah.
But the show is so crazy that by the time I get to episode 20-something, I'm so far off. You know what gave it away, though, in the first episode? In the pilot, they're introducing us to so many important characters. Because you have 4 main characters. You have their parents. Because all of their relationships with their parents is pretty important. We're meeting the significant others, right? We get introduced to Ezra. We get introduced to, Toby. We get introduced to Jenna, I think.
Yep.
So much happens in that first episode. And when it comes to mystery writing, you have to introduce the person who did it as soon as possible. And there's the scene right before Arya and Allison catch Arya's dad having an affair. There's a moment where nerdy Mona is chasing after them, and they ignore her and they're very mean to her. And then the camera just pauses on Mona for a really long time, and we see how frustrated and upset she is. And I was like, they would not be taking the time on this character if she wasn't very important.
Yeah.
And, you know, when it comes to mysteries, it's like motive is revenge, you know, scorned lover, you know, and I was like, okay, Mona is tired of being bullied. She's the one that does it. And I nailed it.
It all makes sense, yeah.
I nailed it so quickly. Away. But then, because the show is so insane, I went so far the other direction. I don't even remember who I ended that video accusing. It was probably Ezra, but...
Yeah. I loved it because every single time in like season 1, season 2, season 3, you'd be like, I want it to be Ezra so bad. You're like, I'm locking in Ezra. And I was like, the joy that you are going to feel when you get to season 4 and you are right.
Bro. And then they take it away because it's not Ezra. Oh God. Yeah. The show's the best. The show is the best. But like the way that I go about solving all of the shows is through the writing process. So it's like, it's all based on story structure. It's all based on outlines. And that's how I try to solve everything. Some very successful, some terribly, terribly off. But Pretty Little Liars is one of those things where it's like, I don't know what was going on in that writer's room.
Me neither.
You
couldn't recreate it again. It was crazy.
It's
and it was the
magic.
same with the Desperate Housewives one. You were like, straight away, you were like, Mrs. Hoover. Yeah. And I was like, I'm watching it like, I need to watch it again to see if I would clock it that quickly. Yeah. Because I was literally like, and that's what I find so fun, is I love when you like nail it. Because I'm like, you are going to be so gassed when you realize what you've done here.
I get nervous because basically like, it's really easy to guess who did it from the pilot episode. Because like I said, with the story structure, they have to introduce it as soon as possible. Who's the first person we meet in Desperate Housewives? Mrs. Huber.
Mrs. Huber.
Like, you're especially if it's well written. Everything that's well written follows the rules of writing, and so it's very easy to plug and play who is what in this mystery. And I've written mysteries for almost a decade now, so it's like,
the
pilot episode is so easy, but then you have 24 more episodes, and there's no telling what these TV writers are doing because they have no time. They write themselves into a corner. They have to find their way out. They could, I mean, you know, I could go on and on.
And it's their job to make you not think it's that person as well. And they do a really great job of it as well.
So good. I get nervous when I get it right because I'm afraid that people are going to think I cheated and I looked up the answers. But I think by now people know I'm
know
wrong
it's genuine
90% of the time.
Because I really loved your latest one. I thought that was such a fun idea of like pitting the pilot episodes against each other. I did almost want to cancel this interview though when Monk lost in the first round because I was like, that is injustice at its finest.
Psych fans were very upset.
I had no idea that Psych was such a big thing. The only reason I have heard about it is because John Cena was a guest star in one episode.
2 episodes.
That's the only reason I know it exists. So I was like, I thought for sure that I was going to go into the comments. And I also really loved Elementary.
Yeah.
That was the one that I really loved. And I was like, I'm going to go into the comments, like, and it's going to be, you know, people are like, I team this. It was just Psych. That was the whole comment section. I was like, where is it? Where are people fighting for the other shows?
Nope, just Psych, man. Thank you for. I was trying that format. I wasn't sure if it was going to go over well, but I had a great time with it. Yeah, Monk, I think would have gone way farther, but it was just based on just the pilot episode.
Yeah.
And it was up against Murder, She Wrote, and Murder, She Wrote was so good.
I know, it won. And I was like, I think I have to watch this now. That was like the one I'd never seen.
Yeah.
So I was like, I think I need to lock in now.
I found this channel recently. I can't remember what it's called, but there's a channel where she only makes videos about Murder, She Wrote. And it's awesome. I wish I could do something like that.
Even though, like, Pretty Little Lies is my favorite show, my favorite Can I Solve video is actually the Simpsons one.
Yeah.
Because I am obsessed with the Simpsons, and I just thought that was such a fun one. Because of, I mean, the insanity when that episode was released. Like, everyone was, they had hotlines that you could ring and submit, and people were placing bets, and it was just absolutely nuts.
I had no idea about any of that. Which it aired before I was born, so I guess that's okay that I missed. Yeah, but people, that one has a lot of comments where like, "How do you not? You're faking." And I'm like, dude, I just had never heard of the Simpsons murder mystery episode.
Yeah. So, do you have a personal favorite Can I Solve video?
My favorite ones to do are the Pretty Little Liars ones, just because
it's just such good fun.
And it's just insane. I mean, when the parrot shows up, and then Allison has a dog in one episode, and then it just never shows back up. I mean, just insane. A psychic shows up. Caleb goes to a spin-off supernatural show for a season, and then comes back. You can't come up with stuff. But I will say, Scream Queens. I watched Scream Queens for the first time. Can I Solve?
Yes.
I really liked that.
That was a really fun one as well, because I think, even though that was a really big show, like when it came out, everyone was talking about it. Not a lot of people make videos about it.
Yeah.
So when I saw that come up in my subscription box, I was like, oh, someone's finally talking about this show, because I watched it when it aired and I was like, this is so good.
It is. It's awesome. And it's very much my sense of humor of like bad on purpose.
Absolutely.
Where it's like, there's a few movies that I can't think of what the genre would be called, so I just call them bad on purpose. And it's movies like Cry Baby, But I'm a Cheerleader, Heathers, and
Heathers, yep.
I love it. And Scream Queens is definitely one of those.
There's so many big actors in that show as well that I'm surprised, again, nobody talks about it. I'm like, Glenn Powell is in this show.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about Glenn Powell.
Ariana Grande.
Yeah. It was just the most bizarre thing ever, but you're right. It is the lines of dialogue that people say in that show.
Yeah.
It's absolutely hilarious. Was that one that you felt like, how do you kind of judge what does well? Do you have like a kind of benchmark of, is it views? Is it like, because Desperate Housewives is a really interesting one because, yeah, like you said, it's a huge show, like massive. And like my parents watched it when it was airing and they were like, you have to watch this, it's the greatest show.
Yeah.
And like same with like bless him, my fiance. He's more like he's really into the new Fallout show.
Okay,
loves Game of Thrones, loves Lord of the Rings. Like he loves all that kind of stuff. And I've made him watch Pretty Little Liars, Gossip Girl, all the classic, Desperate Housewives. But he's like, these are great shows.
Yeah.
But I would never have thought to watch them.
Me either.
But he's like locked in. He's like, these are just so well written. Like he had his friend over and he was like, you know what we're gonna watch? We're gonna watch the pilot of Gossip Girl together. And I was like, see, it's so good.
That's so funny.
So like with the Desperate Housewives ones, they're kind of similar for me. Like, I mean, Pretty Little Lies far and away. Those are the ones that get the most views.
Right.
I kind of know if I post a Pretty Little Lies video, it's going to do well, sort of thing. And Desperate Housewives is one where when I post it, I know it's not going to get as many views, but it almost gets like almost the same amount of comments as
people
like
are invested,
one that gets so many views. So kind of, it's interesting to know because obviously the views is what equates to more of like the money side of things. But then you also have people that you're like, I know they want to see these videos, like the One Tree Hill ones, the Desperate Housewives ones, and they will show up for those videos when I post them.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, how do you kind of judge this is one that I think did well, this is one that's worth pursuing? Like Scream Queens, is that one where you think it would be worth watching the second season?
Right, yeah. So I've been trying to figure that out because there's times where I look at the views and I'm like, I don't think it did well. But then it's like I'm comparing it to videos from last year that have had a whole year to gain views. You know, the YouTube 1 out of 10 thing doesn't really help.
That is the bane of my existence. I hate that thing.
Yeah.
When it's like, oh yeah, this is 10 out of 10, I'm like, oh God, I've just wasted so much time.
yeah, it's not even like I don't even really have an emotional response. It's just more of like, it doesn't really work. Because something can be a 10 out of 10, but then 2 days later, it shoots up. Or sometimes something will be a 1 out of 10, and then the next week, it's all the way down at the bottom. So it's very hard to gauge off of views. And then I look at like other channels to try to see how my videos are competing with theirs. And then it's like, I don't think that comparison really works. And so I think I've just decided like, if it makes money, that it'll be all right. Because that's kind of the only real metric that I can go off of is like watch hours changes everything. So it's like if I have a 3.5 hour long Pretty Little Liars video and it gets the same amount of views as a 20-minute video, the money is so drastically different. It's almost difficult to, you know, base that off of view. Like Pretty Little Liars, Can I Solve Pretty Little Liars Part 1 has over 1 million views. Can I Solve The Simpsons has over 1 million views. One of them is 3 hours long, and one of them is 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
I would consider them both successes, even though The Simpsons made maybe 4 times less the amount of money that the Pretty Little Liars would make. So I'm trying to figure it out. I consider it a success if everybody liked it, the comments are positive, it made money, and I'm happy with it. So. Yeah.
It's definitely hard to judge because, and it's also, you kind of don't know. I've had videos where I thought, this is such a good idea. Yeah. I'm like, this is going to do so well. Like, I feel like people are really going to love this. And it just absolutely does not.
Yeah.
Like it was my most viewed video on my channel for a while. Like the first one that hit 100K was a video that I'd thought of and filmed the same day.
Yeah.
I barely scripted it. I was like, this isn't going to take me long. I'll just do, and then, but it's huge. Like similar thing, to what you said of, I think it's like third most popular video was stuck at, I think like 5 to 10K for so long. And then it's so funny that you can be like, I posted this video a year ago. Why has it got so many more comments now? Dude, why is everyone finding it all of a sudden?
Yeah, it's impossible. Last year, towards the end of last year, I made a video seeing if I could predict who wins Total Drama Island.
Yes.
And I only made that, I made it quickly, and I made it to be a commercial for my Survivor podcast. That was the only reason I made that video. And it was one of my biggest videos of the year.
Yeah.
And I was blown away. That same month, I had a video that I was so excited about. And I was like, this is going to blow up. This is going to be my new Pretty Little Liars Success story, nothing. Nobody watched.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just the most unpredictable job ever.
Yeah.
Because you never know. There's no guarantee. I think that's also what's a little scary about it, is you're like, this is my way of like income, but it's also very variable.
Oh yeah.
And not, it's like I think that's what makes it so important with the community side of it, is like that's where it comes from, is the people that watch your videos and the people that engage with them and come back and are interested.
Yeah.
Because like you said, you can have 1 million followers on TikTok, but doesn't really, like, 1 million followers versus 1 million subscribers is a like completely
Crazy
different
difference.
ballgame.
Yeah, that's the difference between working a part-time job and being a multimillionaire. Like, if you have a million subscribers, bro, crazy
numbers. I can't imagine having like 1 million subscribers. Like, that is, you have to work so hard for that. So you said that it's like you and, your wife. So do you edit videos? Does she edit them? Is it like I guess because you're obviously watching them, you're scripting them as you go along. So there's not kind of that element. Because obviously I do the whole shebang. This is a one-woman show over here.
Yeah.
So editing takes up a good chunk of my time. So do you edit your videos, or do you have someone that edits your videos?
It depends on the video. So most of the time I edit my own videos, which that was my career before I got to do YouTube full time, was I was an editor.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I was a social media coordinator, and so I did a lot of short form editing. But and that's what I went to school for and everything like that. So most of the time I edit all my videos, but also my videos aren't anything special editing wise. It's just me standing in front of a wall for a few hours. But for special occasions when I need help on stuff like for competitors trying to solve Clue, I have my buddy Robert, who's a very talented editor. He edits some stuff. But no, most of it's all me. My wife, Elizabeth, handles a lot more of like the administrative side.
Oh yeah.
When you're dealing, I don't know how I got into this position, but it's like at a certain point you're running a business essentially, and I'm just an idiot, so I need help. So she handles a lot of that stuff, and that's about it. That's about the team.
It's kind of crazy, isn't it, to feel like you are solely in charge of your own career, and there's no boss. There's no one to go to when you're like, I'm not really sure what to do about this. I mean, my big one is always, I don't know if it's the same in America, but for us, we've just had our like tax cut off, like where you need to submit all your stuff. That one, that sends me through the roof. If I didn't have an accountant, I would be committing tax crimes all the time, because I'm the same. Like, I'm just like, I am so stupid when it comes to this stuff. I look at this stuff and I'm like, I don't understand what any of this means. Things like that, I'm like, how did I get into the position where I am managing such crucial elements of my own life?
Oh yeah, no, I feel you. I'm not fit for that. I'm just a silly goose.
Yeah, I'm like, I can do the talking, I can do the editing, all that stuff. But when it comes to like anything legal, oh gosh, no. I need a professional looking at that for me.
Yeah,
100%. So you said you'd done a TV pilot last year, and then movies and things. What's that kind of, then obviously the YouTube thing has taken off so much. Do you find it hard to find time to now put into like your other passion of acting?
No, there's all the time in the world.
Auditions and everything,
Yeah, there's all the time in the world, because my only job is I have to have a video out by X date. So it's like, I get to work around anything. It's incredible. Incredibly lucky.
Is acting like that's your big goal, or do you also, you've mentioned writing, like you obviously do the editing, producing, directing. Is it all something you are like really interested in doing?
Not everything. I don't want to direct anything. I would say the things that I'm very passionate about are acting and writing. And comedy, and luckily that's what YouTube is, though. Every video is performing, and I'm performing a script that I wrote, And, I get to improv jokes as I'm recording. So I get to do everything that I love to do on YouTube. And so I'm having a blast. Like I said a million times, I just love making stuff. So as long as I'm able to make things, I'm happy. But long-term goal is to have a big enough audience on the channel to where I can make really cool projects on the channel.
Yeah.
But I also, want to act in bigger and better things. And I just love making things.
Yeah. But I think that's what makes your videos so appealing as well, is the like comedy element. Because it is, like you said, you need, if people have already seen the show, they don't need someone to just tell it to them again.
Right.
So then that's what makes it kind of like so much more enjoyable, is to watch your views on it. And then it's like a weird, like if you were going to chat to your friend about it, you would make inside jokes and you would make these comments, and you have that like fun element of it that you just don't get when you're watching it by yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes, it's like that, like likability that I think really comes through in your content. And I think that's why people love it so much, because it is kind of like you're watching a show like with a friend. It's a lot more casual than, like you said, like reviewing or film critics. And I'm not watching someone go through my favorite show and tear it to shreds.
Yes.
I'm watching someone love it like I love it.
That's one of the biggest things is I can't imagine a worse thing than having a YouTuber that I really like to watch, and then they just hate on my favorite TV show. It sounds like a nightmare, right? Because it's like, I love this thing. Why are you making fun of my favorite thing? And so all of my videos, I try to be, I don't ever critique the show. I don't ever speak negatively on the show if I can. The closest I ever came was when I did the show Velma. I tried to solve the show Velma.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, guys, this is not for me.
This is not good, guys.
Yeah, this is a rough one, fellas.
With like that, like you said, you want to do bigger projects on the channel. You've done a few short films and things, like you've done like you said, your friend Robert's channel. You've got like the My Fridge is Haunted one, and you've got your Written Off podcast like channel and things like that, where you've done other like short films, like a couple horror ones and stuff.
Yeah, wow.
Is that I did my research. I'm locked in. Is there, if you're like, from what you have at the moment, your kind of like catalog, what is one thing that you like wish people would see? If you're like, this one that I made, I would love for more eyes to be on this one.
Yeah, I think it's on my channel. It doesn't have many views, but I have it on there because I'm very proud of it. I think it's one of the funniest things we've ever made. It's called the Chuck E. Cheese Strangler.
Yes.
It's a fake true crime.
Like fake documentary. Yeah,
fake true crime documentary. We did that one on the film festival circuit, and being in the room when people watch that one's the best. Like writing something and hoping it's funny, and then being in a room and hearing people laugh at it. Oh man, it's the best. Especially when, what we do on YouTube is like we put a video out and it's like, I hope people like it. I hope that, I get a comment that says this is so funny, but you don't actually get that human interaction of like
hearing that laugh in time with everyone. Yeah.
So yeah, Chuck E. Cheese Strangler is probably my favorite thing. I did it's somewhere on YouTube, I'm sure. It's called Skateaway 2K. It's like it was like a slasher horror short where I'm running away from, me and my co-star Shannon, we're running away from an alien on New Year's Eve, year 1999, right? So Y2K, but we're on roller skates.
Love it.
And that was a ton of fun too.
That seems like almost like kind of your niche. Is that like if you were going to make a film, you would make like a horror comedy?
Horror comedy or a mystery comedy, most likely. Mystery.
Oh, yeah.
Mystery is kind of my wheelhouse when it comes to writing. I would love one day to write a mystery novel and then have my subscribers try to see if they can solve it before the reveal. That would be great.
That's such a fun idea. When you kind of write, are you doing a lot more like screenwriting?
Yeah.
So kind of in scripts and with
Yeah.
the directions and everything like that, rather than storytelling, like
typically
traditional like novel writing.
Yeah, I do a lot of screenwriting compared to novel writing. But these days, it's mostly YouTube script writing.
Yeah. Which is, I always find YouTube script writing such a funny one, because it's like, I never want it to feel scripted. Like, I never want it to come across as scripted. So I'm like, okay, do I go with like bullet points of things I want to say? Do I, if I'm like, oh, I feel like this would be kind of funny or this would read well, I write the whole sentence out. And then it's kind of a weird, it's not a script, but it kind of is, but it's also not, you're not really telling a story. It's a very weird like format that I feel like no one teaches you how to write like that.
No.
Because you want it to sound natural, like you're having a conversation, but you also still want to get across the points you want to get across.
Yeah, you have to write in your own voice. Yeah. My
which is a
videos
weird
are
thing.
Very detailedly written out, like extremely scripted. And then the performance part comes with like making it feel like it's all rambles, right? I want it to feel like...
I mean, that's 100% how it comes across. Like, I pictured that you watch the episode and you kind of jot things down. You're like, oh, Arya speaks to Mona and this is what happens here. And then you kind of just thinking about what happened and giving your thoughts. Right. So, like, you do it very naturally. I would never have thought it was, like, that detailed.
If I was smarter, that is probably how I would do it. But what would end up happening if I didn't script it is I would stand in front of the wall and forget everything I just watched. I suck at stuff like that. Or I would mess up important details. I mess up important details now, and it's extremely scripted. So I have to have it extremely scripted because it's dealing with a lot of information too, especially when, it's the first episode of a new season of Pretty Little Liars, and you have all of this stuff that you have to set up for the rest of the season. And if I don't communicate it well enough, then I'm going to get halfway through the video and I'll mention a character and you're like, I don't even know about this character. You haven't told me about this character. So it's very excruciatingly scripted. And then I want to give the impression that I'm just an idiot in front of a board trying his best.
Like you've sold it, because I would never have guessed that it was like really like detailedly scripted. But I think Pretty Little Liars specifically as well is one of those where, and I love it. Like I'm in the Pretty Little Liars. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think they have a fandom name, but I'm in it. I'm like the captain. So it's one of those though where I make videos about other shows and, people are obviously invested and they talk about it and they love it. Pretty Little Liars is a different beast.
Yeah.
It is like you post content about Pretty Little Liars. If you don't have it right, they will tell you that you don't have it right.
On your ass.
Yeah. So that's like, I get you, because like out of all my videos, those are the most scripted, because I'm like, I need to get this. I can't be looking a fool in front of the Pretty Little Liars fans, because they will tell me.
Yes, they will.
Yeah. I can't be getting embarrassed on the channel. Yes. I'm like, this is the one thing I do. This is my job.
Yeah,
like,
I have to be the expert.
Oh my god. Yeah. So then, okay. So you got your acting and your producing and everything. If you had like a kind of, I don't know, like a Pinterest board, or a mood board, whatever you want to call it, for 2026, like what is on it for you? You're like, these are the things that I really want to do this year, whether that's YouTube or acting or, I guess like all of the above, or any like personal goals that you have. Like, what are you like, this is what I want to get out of this year?
Yeah, this is a great question. My goal this year, YouTube wise, is to create more ambitious projects while still growing the audience of like the Can I Solve videos. So that way my current audience is still getting videos that they really like, but I can also expand into some more ambitious stuff that could be even bigger. Especially just making things that aren't. I'll wrap it up in one sentence. I want to see what I can get away with on YouTube.
Love that.
That isn't typical YouTube formats. Like, I think we're seeing a big change as YouTube is becoming more and more like what network and cable television was at its peak, right? It's an ad-supported platform where people put things on channels that are pointed toward a certain audience. And for the longest time, narrative stuff hasn't worked on YouTube. And I would really like to take a crack at taking things that are quote unquote narrative stories and warping them into something that would work really well on YouTube.
I love that because I think YouTube is like such an, I don't know, I mean, like we'd said, if everyone says it's oversaturated,
Right.
But I almost think it's like underutilized in that way, because what other world is there, you know, when you think about 10 years ago, maybe like 15 years ago, if you wanted to get a movie made something that you were making, you would need the team, you would need the funding, you would need, how do you even get into a room to pitch to the people that need to see it? Yeah. Whereas now you can just do it.
Yeah.
Like if you want to make it, you can just make it and you can put it out there and people can see it. And that is just like the biggest tool ever to, you know, build that kind of audience. So I'm like, I love that. Because like I said, you know, kind of elements of like losing that love of TV because there's no, I don't know, it feels like it's not as invested. People don't really get, you know, as into it anymore. And I feel like you almost feel that sometimes, like within the production, because it's such a huge thing. It's on such a huge scale because they're trying to, make it more feel like movies. Something that I love about Pretty Little Liars is when I look through it, like I know what was done here. Like I've been to the Warner Brothers set.
Oh,
like
wow.
Mandy Line did. Oh my God. It's the best thing ever. Like
that's awesome.
When you walk around Rosewood.
Oh man.
Oh my God, it's the greatest thing ever. So like seeing that, like I've seen it, like it's all on that same set. Like that's the thing with like the CGI and the everything. Like nothing's real.
Right.
And I'm like such a sucker for like the set and like Mandy Line who did the costumes. Like she is such a sweetheart. So talented, and like I could watch that and I know that that's all her work and that's all her mind. And like the different directors that came back to do multiple episodes, I'm like, this is a Norman Buckley episode, this is a Chad Lowe episode.
Dang,
I just love that.
You are an expert
side of it. Oh, you don't even want to know. Pretty Little Liars is it's basically a degree for me in my life.
That's what I'm so excited about, finishing the shows, because then I could actually like dive into the videos, like your videos. I can't watch your videos until I finish the show. But I've seen the titles of some that I'm like, oh, I can't wait to watch. Like the worst thing that every Pretty Little Liars character has done.
Yes, so that's the one that's the one that I didn't think would do well.
Oh, really?
And it did so well. And I was like, okay, sure, fine. But like that's what I love about like what you've said, your idea is like when I talk to you about it, I can see that you are passionate about it and that you put the time and the effort into it, and you know the like history of the TV like kind of industry a little bit, but you also have that love, like when you were talking about Twin Peaks and when you're talking about, you know, like Murder, She Wrote and all that kind of stuff, that now because I've seen your channel and I've spoken to you about it, when I watch that, I will feel that.
Yeah.
And I think the audience is the same way, because they've seen you solve these shows and talk about it. When they watch it, they'll be like, oh, this is so you, and you could feel like the love and the craft that has gone into it. And I think that is just such a fun thing. And that is like what used to get me excited about TV.
Yeah.
And now, like, people are given the opportunities to put that out there themselves.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So like that is so fun. I'm so excited about that. I'm like, ring the bell, like I have my notifications on. I'll be like, I'm not really good at the solving thing. I can do things when like, you know, like movies and stuff where I'm like, oh, I feel like this is kind of where this is gonna go. So I'll try my best. I'll give it a good go.
Nice.
We'll see how that turns out. But that's such a fun goal. Is just to make more. Yeah. And to have people watch the things that you love making. Like that is just the ultimate dream of any.
What more could you want?
That is creative.
Yeah. What could you want more as an artist than people to watch your stuff and to make stuff?
With that being said, I'm going to get to the questions that I ask everybody at the end. So what is your favorite TV show?
My favorite show is House MD.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I really want to watch House.
You
That
should.
is on my list to watch.
It's
I
one of those shows.
see clips of it all the
I
time.
watched it for the first time, and I was like, "Oh, this is a good show. I like this show." And then I found that I couldn't stop thinking about it for like a year. And then I was like, "I'll watch it again." And then I did, and then I still think about it every day. I love that show.
Yeah, I feel that. That is like me with like Friends, Pretty Little Lies. When I am talking to someone, or like someone says something to me, and it in my brain I'm like, that reminds me of this show.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's how I know I really loved a show. And my poor fiance, like, that is like his life, is him saying something and being like, oh my god, that, you know what? It's like the other day he was like just sitting on the couch and I was like, oh my god, you know what you look like right now? You like that like Homer Simpson where he's like in the duvet, you know, that like meme of him where he's like in the duvet, and he's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, oh, like every single day I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so funny. That reminds me of when Chandler said this in Friends. And he watched Friends with me, but he's like, he's not as locked in as that. And he, bless him, he's like, yeah, you're so right. you nailed that. Yeah, you really did. It doesn't have to be from House. Like, who is your but it can be, who is your favorite TV character of all time?
Probably Gregory House. But I will say, because you mentioned Friends, Chandler is one of the best. I think one of the best characters in TV.
Yeah.
And Alison De Laurentiis, too.
I love Alison so much. She's so iconic.
Yeah.
And I think, again, because it's a teen show, she doesn't get the recognition that she deserves.
No, it's an incredibly well-written character. There's the moment in the courthouse when she's on trial for Mona's death, where she ultimately would have gotten off if she hadn't have manipulated someone when she was a child.
The archery, yeah.
And it just really, that whole character was summed up in that one moment where it's just like, she spent her whole life manipulating others so that she could get everything she wants. And it ultimately has led to all of this terrible stuff happening.
Yeah.
It's Shakespearean.
Absolutely crazy. This is the thing. It's like, it's a teen show, but you get moments where you're like, that was actually incredible. Like, that was incredible writing. It's like I watched a movie, I don't know if you've ever seen, it's Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman.
I have not yet. I'm excited
Oh my god. Terrible movie. But like, one of those like so bad that I would still watch it. Like I still enjoyed it. I thought it was good. But I, like, as we were going through, I was like, this is so like poor. But then there's this one scene in it. And I was just like, this is maybe one of the greatest scenes I've ever seen in a film. I'm like, how is this? I mean, I gave it 2 stars on Letterboxd. I was like, this is not a great film. But I was like, this one moment is actually incredible. Like, one of the best things I've ever seen. And I was like, that is like Pretty Little Liars through and through.
Yeah.
Like, there's like parts where you're like, okay, this isn't that great. And then it just hits you with something where you're like, nobody could have ever done this this same way.
Oh yeah.
I feel changed because I watched this moment of TV.
100%.
I just love it. It's fabulous. And then the last question is, a TV show you watched recently or a movie that you have seen that like you're really invested in, or that you are like, people should go and see this.
I've been watching The Pit, which everybody's been talking about. It's as incredible as they've been saying. I think it won a bunch of Emmys.
Yep.
The Pit is incredible. I've been watching a lot of docuseries about people. Let me see. Let me pull up my letterbox.
I do that all the time when I'm talking to people.
I'm like, what did I watch?
They're like, what have you been watching lately? And I'm like, you know what? I'll tell you exactly, because I've been writing it all down.
I watched the docuseries about Mel Brooks and his life on HBO Max. That was very good. I watched The Phantom of the Opera, the 2004 movie. Incredible.
I've never seen it. Yeah.
So good. But TV-wise, The Pit. And then I've just been watching, Pretty Little Liars for my new video.
The classic.
Murder, She Wrote. The pilot won my tournament.
Yeah.
So check out Murder, She Wrote.
Are you going to keep watching it? Did that convince
yeah.
you to like keep going? Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. There are so few shows that get you like that on the first go.
Yeah.
Like with the pilot, you're just like locked in straight away. I feel like it's rare, and when you find that, you have to keep going with it. You owe it that much.
100%.
Well, that was all my questions. You're posting your Pretty Little Lies video, is it? So go and check that out.
Yeah. Just watch my videos, friends. That's all.
Your Survivor podcast as well.
Yes, season 50.
I'll be honest with you, I don't know anything about Survivor.
Season 50 is coming up.
That comes out every day? Does that come out every week?
Comes out every week, twice a week.
Every week. Okay.
Once Survivor season starts airing in next month, I think. Yeah.
Season 50?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Things like, you said, you have your kind of like soap opera idea, short films, things like that. Are those things that people from now on will find on your channel, or is that kind of still separate with your like?
Yeah, that would be separate. If you want to keep up with kind of what I got going on in that world, Instagram, I post a lot on Instagram, but yeah, YouTube. Any projects I make will definitely be on my channel, but
this is gonna be me now. Now that I know that this like soap opera one is coming,
yeah,
I'm just gonna be sat. I'm sat and I'm waiting.
I'm very excited.
And
I
the
hope
Pretty
it
Little Liars
works
one.
as well as I hope it does.
Like my big recommendations would be the Pretty Little Liars ones, because that was how I found a channel, but also the Simpsons one. I actually really loved the Family Guy one as well.
Thank you.
Because it's so utterly ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like that whole episode is so utterly ridiculous that it's so fun to watch someone try and make sense of it at the same time.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a cat.
I love that one.
I thought the cat was going to do it.
Really?
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much for coming on and being a guest.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the Pretty and Witty podcast. Please make sure to go and follow and support all the guests that I have spoken to, not just today, but throughout this entire series. There are so many amazing creators out there, and I'm so excited to keep talking to them. And I hope you guys will subscribe to this channel, obviously follow wherever you listen to your podcasts, and go over, subscribe to my channel, Lauren Daisy. I will see you guys next week for another episode.
Okay, see you again next week. Love you, bye.